Good afternoon or good evening, Partee. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for making the time. Another pro player on the interviewee seat. So I am very happy. I'm very curious to know you a bit better. We've played once in a tournament. You were with Ning, and I think you're the one who invited me to join you. I was a bit surprised, humbled, honored to join you because I had looked both of you up and I thought, why do these guys want to from me? Because they're clearly very good players and I'm just an average player. But this is about you, not about me. And I, just like hopefully the watchers of this video, want to know more about you. So tell us more about you. 3 words, 3 numbers, or anything you'd like to share to let us know a little about who you are, where you come from, if you'd like to share, and what's up with you.
I'm energetic, first of all. Like, you might have played with me and you can tell that I'm very outgoing and like to speak my mind, which sometimes can be a bad thing, but majority of the time it helps. I'm also passionate like about this game and I love the community and I really enjoy playing, and that's about it.
I've noticed one thing that you have in common with Trevor Rainbolt. Do you know what that is?
He was like my first person I met in the community, and we're also from the US, both of us.
There's one more thing.
Uh,
It's a guessing game.
I don't know.
The one more thing, what I've noticed, at least in the tournament, and when you play and I hear your audio, is that you speak extremely quickly.
Yes, I do.
And now you're actually speaking a bit more slowly, but that's perfect. I think for the video, it's actually, or the recording here. But this is what I know. It's not a criticism. It's just something I've noticed. You have an extremely rapid rhythm of speaking, but probably this is also one of your key assets when you want to play in a team and guide the other team members to tell them, hey, go there, don't go there. I don't know if you've ever noticed.
Yeah, I've definitely noticed that. Like, majority of the time in the Rainbow tourneys, when I have like a good teammate, like I did today, and then last week, I'm usually like the one like not leading discussion. I'm usually like the second guess or the third guess. Like, I just don't really speak my mind. I let the harmless lead, and it worked. So.
Do you have a preference in terms of leading or being the second guess? Is there a strategy behind all this?
It really depends on if I know or not. Like some people, some of the locks that I know, like the harder ones, like today in the Rainbow tourney, I let harmless lead because I don't. Some of them I didn't know the country. The ones that I did know the country, like I could region guess really well, so I tried to be the first guess.
Let's backtrack a second, and then we'll talk about your expertise in GeoGuessr. But in the first instance, in the first aspect of things, what prompted you to play GeoGuessr?
I was watching YouTube. I don't know when it was. Like I think back in March 2021, where I saw a video of GeoWizard playing with like 9 streamers or on Battle Royale, and it was like the most fun video I've ever watched before. So I decided I should start playing, and then I ended up playing 4,000 Battle Royale games.
It's funny how so many pro players have shared with me that they got inspired by watching a GeoWizard video. It's very interesting and common pattern. It's exactly the way I've also come back to the game. I had seen GeoGuessr many years ago, and then I saw a renewed video of the latest Battle Royale Distance and Countries, just like you mentioned. How much do you practice these days? Because you're one of the very top players. In fact, we'll talk about this in a few moments. How much do you practice, would you say? Every day, every week? And how many hours?
I don't grind maps. I think I've probably only played like 100 games in the last week. I just enjoy like playing with other people and like other games like Among Us. We played with a bunch of pro players a few days in a row, a few days ago, and I haven't been practicing whatsoever for anything. I just play like sporadically, like just like random daily challenges and stuff like that.
Do you have any preference or any strategy when it comes to playing, having fun, even if it's not a formal practice?
The weekend series is like a fun way to like warm up, and I also enjoy playing like the duels format, even though a lot of pro players dislike it. I think it's really fun.
Let's talk about that because indeed I've heard this very often in the community that a lot of the pro players actually don't very much like the competitive format of GeoGuessr itself. And that's possibly part of the reason why you have so many Discord servers and Discord tournaments. Talk to me a bit more about why you enjoy it so much. And just to be clear, if I'm not mistaken, I understand that the fact that the pro players, at least some of them, don't like it is because it's mostly using the world map. Am I not mistaken?
You are not mistaken, yeah. It's all because of the trekkers, and majority of people hate it because of the cheaters. There's so many cheaters, so they like to stay in like little Discord servers together, like with people they know that are legit, and hang out with them.
So how do you deal with cheaters?
I DM the dev and ask for an ELO refund, but sometimes you just can't do anything about it. Like, there's always going to be cheaters in this mode, like, no matter what happens, as long as there's not an anti-cheat, so you gotta kind of just deal with it and go next.
Do you want to describe a little bit for those who don't know GeoGuessr very well, what the competitive series are about? I think it started this year, or we had the beta season and then all the seasons. I don't know how to say otherwise, right? The spring, the summer, the fall, and the winter. Do you want to explain a little bit how the game operates for those who don't know this very well?
Basically, they used to have, like, you had to play 300 games in, like, a while. I wasn't playing during this time because I took a 10-month break, but, like, for this season, the winter season, you have to play 5 games of Battle Royale Countries, 5 games of Battle Royale Distance, and 5 games of Duels every single week for 8 weeks, and whoever wins the most or gets the most points ends up winning and gets, like, these, like, virtual trophies that are kind of cool in my opinion, but other people don't really care about.
How did you perform in the previous seasons?
I only played the one before this, which I believe was the autumn. I ended up skipping the first week, and I ended up in like 30th because I didn't play. I played 15 less games than everyone else, even though if with my point per average game, I would have been third if I played all the games. So.
And right now, where are you? What is your current ranking? The winter season is ending up in, I think, in 24 hours, right? Or 36 hours from now.
I'm locked into first place, so it's not possible for anyone to pass me. But for the official leaderboard, like the regular one, the non-weekend series one, I'm dropped a lot because I lost to a few people this week. So I think I'm like 32nd. I was in 10th, like top 10 the whole time. But now, at least for the weekend series, which is more important for me, I'm in first, so it makes me happy.
And you're saying it's locked in, like with the points, it's not possible to reach you anymore?
Yeah, it's not possible.
I like the way you just say, I'm just ranked number 1, and then you carry on talking as if it's totally normal. First of all, congratulations to you for making it to number 1, and I know you're among the very top players. It's no easy feat, in particular because of the reasons you mentioned, right? There's a lot of cheating going on, so sometimes you can get very unlucky and lose points. So well done to you on landing up on the first spot to the winter season.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Maybe any advice you would have for anyone who starts to play GeoGuessr? How should they get started?
For me at least, I started playing BR countries like all the time, but like now they're like the queue times are like a lot longer because of like the rating system. So I'd probably just recommend playing Diverse World, and like for tips, go to like old GeoPeter videos and like just look at Plunkett, and you can do like exclamation point docs for a certain country, and it'll show you like a document for like a country. And it really helps for like newer players that are trying to help get into the game.
What do you still find personally the most difficult still when you're playing? Is there a specific region or a specific type of infrastructure? I assume you know all the utility poles and bollards and flags, but is there something specific that you feel is still difficult for you that you'd like maybe to spend a bit more time on?
Probably like region guessing Russia. I'm not very good at that.
Are you able to read Cyrillic?
Yes, I can. I cannot speak it, but I can read it. And some of the oblasts are like, some of the locations, like I send Moscow, and they're like Kemerovo, like they're max east, and I just can't do anything about that because I don't know.
So do you have any method to practice Russia a bit more? Or is it just playing over and over the map of Russia?
Russia is just, all it is memorizing roads. There's like no documents, no metas for it really, other than like lamps and stuff, but you basically just need to like learn where red car is, where white car Gen 4 is, where black car Gen 4 is, and like once you learn that, you have to like learn roads and expect you're gonna fail a lot. You gotta expect to not to be the best when you start.
There are a bunch of streamers who have the road to number 1, and they set different conditions for them to reach number 1, the number 1 spot. Do you have a personal goal? Because clearly you've reached number 1 spot in the competitive series. In the overall ranking, you're not far from the very top. Do you have personal goals that you're trying to reach, or records that you're trying to break?
I don't play duels like regularly. I don't play regular. I just only play weekend series. So I'm not gonna try to go for like top 10 or whatever because I know that I'm just gonna play weekend series next season and then just lose. So I'm gonna go right back to where I'm at right now. So I don't really try to play, but my goals for Geo are probably like to just win a few more Rainbow tourneys, get some more money, just and have fun.
You want to talk about how many times you've won the Rainbolt tournaments?
I've only played around 7, or maybe 6, but I won last week, and then this week I got second, so I got, I think, $70 or something like that. But yeah, I really
Very
appreciate
nice.
him for hosting the tourneys. It helps the community so much, and I really appreciate it, Rainbow, a lot.
You want to explain a little bit what the Rainbolt tournaments are about? Again, for those who may not be familiar, I know what you're talking about, but just to explain to a more wider audience in case they're not familiar with the Rainbolt tournaments.
Yeah, Rainbow tournaments are just like tournaments for like pro players to like showcase their abilities and like for like a prize pool, and it gives like more visibility to the community, and it's amazing. That's all I can say about it. It's amazing.
Is there anything you'd like to see in terms of how the community should or could evolve in the future? Anything you'd like to see in terms of tournaments, in terms of the GeoGuessr.com website itself? Any ideas that you have?
I think the community is fine, but I think Geo should like come up with like a team mode, like an official team mode for like on the website, because right now we're stuck with Plunkett 2v2s, and those are fun, but Geo needs to like realize that like other people doing things is not like gonna help them in the long run.
That's fair. Are there any locations you'd like to visit in real life, or that you've actually already visited because you've seen them on GeoGuessr?
I want to go to Norway and Iceland.
Norway, I think, is the most common answer. I've heard New Zealand, Chile, Norway. I think it was the top 3. Iceland is a new one. Tell me about Iceland a bit. Why Iceland?
I'm a big fan of cold places. I want to go like to Alaska. I want to go to Antarctica one day. I just really enjoy cold, and then like mountains and glaciers are amazing for me. I love them.
Every single time, and I know you've watched some of the videos I've posted about the interviews, every time I have to remind people I'm also Swiss and I live in Switzerland, and nobody ever mentions the mountains in Switzerland. And there are glaciers as well. And it's cold, and there is snow. Why not Switzerland? It's half a joke, by the way.
I feel like it's like too touristy. I don't know. Like Norway is like less touristy than Switzerland, isn't it?
It's possible. I guess Switzerland is a much smaller country, as you know. So I guess you'll probably encounter even fewer tourists or people in Norway.
Yeah, and I won't like. Never mind. I don't want to say that. But yeah, Switzerland is like very beautiful as well. It's amazing. But I'm more of like like hot springs in Iceland. Like those are just like I want to go to them so bad. It sounds so fun.
You feel that it's more original? What was on your mind?
Yeah,
I'm curious what was on your mind
yeah,
you didn't want to say.
More original. Yeah, I think so.
Okay. You feel it's just too standard. Switzerland is just like too classic. You've seen it enough on, I guess, on Google Maps.
Yeah, the Alps. Everyone talks about them. I want to go to like a more untouched place that's like
That's fair.
less people know about.
What about New Zealand?
I would like to go to the South Island. Yeah, like Queenstown or Tianu.
Yeah.
Those sound like epic places that I would love to go to.
Absolutely. I can confirm I've been lucky enough to go there a couple of years ago, so I definitely confirm this. Are you posting anything or streaming anything yourself?
I streamed a little bit, like back in February 2022, but I haven't been active like on any streaming or social media other than Twitter in the last year, so no.
It's not a criticism, I'm just curious if you were Twitching or YouTubing anything. I'm just trying to understand a little bit about your gameplay and how you see things. For me, the way I perceive the way you're sharing things with me is that you enjoy competitions quite a bit, you like having fun, you don't have a specific thing that you want to practice on, even though you recognize that Russia is maybe still the difficult area for you.
Yeah, I don't really have like any goals other than like winning a few tournaments. I just enjoy playing the game, meeting my friends, and playing with them every day, and it's fun.
Have you managed to meet anyone in real life?
I have not, but I want to go to the World Cup next year, if there is one, because I will be 18 when it starts, if it's in the fall. So I would love to go.
When is your birthday? Is that a secret?
It's in June.
In June. Okay.
Yeah.
We won't know more than this, but all right. let's see about the World Cup where it's organized. I can't remember who I interviewed was also saying they'd obviously love to see the World Cup happen again. Everyone who went there was delighted to participate, even if obviously most of the players going there are not ending up winning, since you only have one team. But everyone was delighted, and when I surfaced the crazy idea, obviously not dependent on me, but whether the World Cup could actually happen and be hosted in different countries, it seems it was received very well. So imagine if it's actually in Norway and Iceland and New Zealand. I bet you would go.
I would love for it to be in Norway. That would be amazing.
Well, I guess GeoGuessr is a Swedish company, right? So it's not far from them.
Yep. And it's probably more common that like they would like host it in like a LAN event in like Gothenburg or something, or somewhere in Sweden. That makes sense.
Let's see. When you're not playing GeoGuessr, how do you like to spend your time?
Just whenever I'm not playing, I'm usually just at school or enjoying, relaxing, watching like a football game or something. And that's about it. Sleep. Yeah, I don't really like do much other than school, and then like take my brother places and like drive back and forth because my houses are far away from each other. So
What's after high school for you? Do you have any thoughts on what's coming up next for you?
yeah, I'm definitely going to go to university in the U.S. somewhere. Can't really say.
Any specific field that you're interested in?
GIIS is what I'm really interested in.
So I guess, do you want to explain again the acronym for those who are not familiar?
Yeah, Geographic Information Systems. Like, it helps like program maps and stuff, and it sounds very like an expertise for me. Like since I'm in the geo community, it would be like fitting for me to be a map maker.
Absolutely. That's why I'm smiling, because I knew the acronym, and I know it's the first time I'm hearing someone who's a pro player who's telling me something about their jobs or future aspirations to be connected to their skills. So that's quite interesting.
Yeah, I'm excited for the future.
Do you have any ideas of jobs in particular that would involve GIS? Is it about programming, software development?
Not really. Not really. I'll probably figure that out once I get into college.
That's fair. You have time in any case. If I say the word successful to you, who comes to mind and why?
Like in the geo community or just as a person?
In general, anything that comes to mind. It doesn't have to be the geo community. It's just, again, to get a better understanding of who you are.
Like LeBron, because he's, or let's say Giannis. How about this? Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's from Greece, and his family was like homeless when he was growing up, and he ended up coming over to the U.S., dominating in the NBA, and now he's rich. So it's very successful.
So you like this aspect of someone coming from maybe another country, immigrating somewhere else, or emigrating to somewhere else and managing to rise up in the ladder?
Yeah, that makes me smile whenever I hear about that.
If you could have a gigantic billboard anywhere on the planet, what would it say?
I would put like "Be yourself" on it, because I don't like when people are like fake. I like when people act normal, like as they would in person, like act like everyone's nice and like just be nice to others. That's what I would put.
Do you know this is what Jake Lyons said as well?
Really? I didn't watch that. I didn't watch that interview.
Then you have to go watch it or go at the very end, because I asked the exact same question. He said the exact same thing. If I'm not mistaken, it's him. Jake Lyons said, "Be yourself."
I would say be yourself. I think it's important to just, I don't know, just in life, just to make sure that what you're doing is just, you feel it's worthwhile. Like, do what you enjoy, not what other people tell you should do. Like, I think it's very important to sort of keep your own sort of needs in mind, and just make sure that whatever you're doing, it's what you want to do.
So I guess if you say it as well, people have to listen to it, right? Be yourself.
Yeah, you really it's really beneficial for everyone if you are yourself and don't act fake and just be nice to others. Yeah.
What's your BS detector? How do you know when people are not nice or are faking it? Is there any way for you to detect it?
Yeah, I want to get DM screenshots by other people.
Okay. You don't like people like telling on other people by sending screenshots? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Anything you're most afraid of? I know I'm jumping from one topic to another. It's just, again, to tease our watchers to see what they can get to from you and to understand you. get to know you better. Anything you're most afraid of?
I'm afraid of like spiders and stuff, like arachnids. They scare me, and whenever I see one, I run away.
I guess if you go to Norway or Iceland, you're probably unlikely to meet spiders, right? If it's less tropical, I guess it's a bit less likely. I don't know. Not an expert, but
Yeah, that's definitely true.
where do you see yourself maybe a year from now in terms of playing GeoGuessr, or do you think you're going to carry on?
I'm not sure yet. I really don't think I'll be able to have time in college to play. So I'm kind of sad, but I think I'll find a way to play on the weekends, hopefully. But the thing is, like, the university I would be going to, like, they'd be playing football at 12, or like whatever the Rainbow tourneys would be going on, so I wouldn't be able to play, and I would just rather go to the game. So
Playing or watching the game?
watching, like going to the game and watching, like
Okay.
watching, like in the student section.
Do you play any sports otherwise?
I used to, not anymore.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to share about your experience with GeoGuessr?
Not really. I'm just grateful for everyone I've met, and especially people like the World Cup was like probably some of like the most excited, like happy I was for others, like in this game, like seeing Mate Potato, like, and all these others like meet up, like just made me smile, because they are all have been online friends together, and then now they met up and went out, and it's really cool to see that they're hosting stuff like that, and I'm excited to see if there's another one.
Without having met anyone in person in real life yet either, but having interviewed some of them, I can indeed confirm your impressions that all these people that you've actually mentioned by username now are all very friendly. So I look also forward to meeting you and others in person. Seems there's a very good vibe in the community, and I hope it remains that way. Any final words on your side for our listeners, our watchers?
Yeah, I just want to tell everyone thank you for watching, and I hope you guys are inspired, and I appreciate the view.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, Partee.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good one. Thank you.